guys, I'm Dan Alcorn, and today we're going to talk about the overhead squat. The overhead squat is one of the focuses of this month's workout progression, and it's a build-up off of the front squat in that it requires more upright torso demands even so than the front squat. In order to do this, we're going to address a diagnostic tool which you're already using, which will be a good indicator of what part of your body is restricting your motion in the bottom of the squat, and also how to fix that. So we're going to use the wall squat as our diagnostic tool, which all of your coaches have given to you and used as a warm-up, but I think it's also a great way to feel where you're getting restrictions as you get into the bottom of your squat. So what Paul's going to do is he's going to put his hands up on the wall and try to get his feet close to the wall because we want to keep an upright torso, and then he's going to slide down as far as he goes until he feels a block. At this point, when he starts to collapse off the wall, his feet start to come forward, he loses his form, he's going to assess, where do I feel the restrictions? With Paul's wall squat, as you can see, when he gets into the depth of his position, he shifts his weight forward on his right foot, and his right foot also turns out slightly. Using the wall squat as a diagnostic tool, we saw that Paul had some issues with his feet turning out. So he would use the banded ankle mob as a warm-up technique to get his ankle loose and help with his depth. For you, it might be more of a hip mobility issue, so you could use the pigeon pose from last month's post. It might be a thoracic spine issue, so you could use the double lacrosse balls to open up your thoracic spine. Depending on where you feel the restriction is where you'll want to focus your efforts. But regardless of all this, we also want to train your muscles to stabilize your torso in the bottom position, so that's what we're going to go to next. So after Paul's worked on his mobility for his ankle, we're going to address his motor control deficits for getting to the bottom squat. We're going to start with this overhead squat progression where either he hooks this around a bar at the gym or has somebody hold it, and what this is going to do is it's going to allow him to sit his weight back into the squat and keep the upright torso. So having the band trying to pull him forward, Paul's able to sit his weight back, engage all the muscles of his trunk, his shoulder blades, his shoulders, and mimic the motion that he needs to get into the bottom of the overhead squat. The next progression will be the banded overhead squat, which is similar to your overhead squat using the PVC pipe, but it's going to force Paul to engage all of his muscles to keep the band nice and tight the whole way through the motion. So what he's going to do is he's going to assume his overhead squat position, keep a constant tension throughout the strap, and maintain that all the way down into the bottom of the squat. This is a little bit more difficult for him as you see his torso starts to tilt forward because he no longer has the counterbalance from the bar. So what he wants to do is he wants to fight to keep his torso upright, the band directly over his center of mass the entire way down. And what he's going to do is he's going to brace through all of his abdominal muscles, through his shoulder blade muscles. Sit down and sit right there, and then come back up, and then down again. Good. So 3 parts for your overhead squat. You're going to start with your diagnostic tool using the wall squat to determine where you're tight. Based on this tool, you're going to focus your mobility either on the ankle, the hip, or the thoracic spine, similar to what you're doing for the front squat. After that, you want to retrain the muscles to get you into the bottom of this position using the bands either wrapped around the bar or with the banded pull apart similar to your PVC overhead squats. Please don't forget to check out the yoga classes as they're going to focus on both of these things with mobility as well as prolonged holds in these positions to retrain the muscles to address these deficits.